So welcome to my review of No Kuni 1, the remastered version that is coming to the PC, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch. This is No Kuni, The Wrath of the White Witch that was released quite a few years ago. And what I'm going to do today is talk about the original game, talk about this game, and talk about and show the differences and what you can expect from this remastered version. And is this game worth it? Is it worth picking up again? We're going to get into all of that. For a lot of you out there, there's probably quite a few tuning into this video who have never played this game. Maybe they played the second game and they're like, you know what? I like that game. I didn't have a PS3 back in the day. I want to experience this game, and I'm going to give you a brief outline of the game without showing any spoilers. Now, to start, we have to go back to the beginning and explain the roots of the No Kuni series. And that all starts in 2010 when Level 5 released this game right here. The very first No Kuni on the DS. And this really was incredible. But what was not incredible is that it was not released in this country at all. So we've never gotten an official translation. We have unofficial translations now that have been done by some great fans out there so people can play this game again. But that's where the series began, and that was it. We never got that over here. Nothing more. Now, in 2011, on the PS3, this got released. No Kuni, The Wrath of the White Witch. And we were all sitting there on the internet going, oh my god, look at these graphics. This is unbelievable. We had never seen anything quite like this. It looked like the perfect JRPG. But we would have to wait a few more years before we would get a localized version here. In 2013, the game was finally localized and brought out over here. There was also a special edition of this game released in this country, and everybody was going crazy to get this game. There was a little bit of a frenzy. It really was a return to JRPGs and giving us graphics and an overall look that we had never seen before. It was like, I hate to use this term, but it was like playing an anime. It was something we had not seen with graphics like this before, and it was showing really at that time what the PS3 could do. The game was released to critical praise for a lot of different things. One of them was the storyline, and this is the one thing I'm not doing today. I am not ruining the story. We'll just say this much. It starts off pretty intense. More intense than you could actually expect. I remember back in the day doing a podcast, and I had imported the Japanese version, and I went onto the podcast, and I was going, oh my god, guys, I cannot believe this game. I cannot believe this game, how it has started. It's unreal. And that's how the game begins, and from there you're transported to a magical world with these crazy creatures, and it's JRPG combat that we've seen. The combat is interesting, that you're using familiars that you can recruit and they fight beside you, so you're kind of collecting them, kind of a Pokemon style of game in that respect. And just the overall look and feel of this game, the side quests, the storyline, it was a sight to behold, and it really was a true return to JRPGs. Now, another incredible thing with this game was that the animation was handled by a legendary studio. Studio Ghibli, who had done Totoro, Laputa, and, The Crimson Pig. All the classics, all the amazing classics were doing the animation, and that was unreal. So it's like a beautiful hand-in-hand marriage of gorgeous animation, really interesting combat, and incredible cutscenes by Studio Ghibli. And that brings us to right now, to the remaster. As I say, it's on PS4, it's on Nintendo Switch, and it's coming to PC as well. How is it? Is it worth picking this up again if you already had the game back then? That is a great question, and that was one that I had to dive into myself. Now, the one thing you will see as soon as you boot up the game, I'm talking from the PS4 version. All the comparisons I'm doing here are from the PS4 Pro. And to start off with, you start with an option to pick 4K, so you can pick 4K resolution at 30 frames a second, or you can do 1440p, okay, resolution at 60 frames a second. So there's a trade-off there. So in 4K, it looks stunning. It's so bright and gorgeous. You're like, wow, this is really something. And then the 1440 mode looks pretty good, not bad, but the frame rate's a little bit better, obviously, at 60 frames a second. So there is a trade-off there. And I guess one of the best ways I can show the comparison is the 1440p version versus the PS3 version. And I've comprised a bunch of different scenes that I decided to stick together to let you see. And let me just say, it's very, very subtle, but you can see the PS4 Pro version is sharper at times. But you know what? I'll let you guys decide, make up your own minds. I'll let it play now.
We can do this!
As I say, it's very subtle. It's very subtle. Who is this for? Who is this game for? Let me say, I think it's for anyone who has never played the first game. If you've never played the first game, it's honestly, in a lot of ways, it's a must-buy because the game is a really great, huge RPG that's gorgeous with great graphics, really cool storyline, powerful storyline, and one that kind of was doing a little something different at the time when JRPGs were getting a little stale, and they kind of threw it on its head and delivered this incredible game. So I think it's for people who have never played the game before. I really think so. I think you're going to walk in and go, wow, this is incredible. Okay, for the people who have already bought it, who already own it, is it worth buying again? Okay. How much do you love the game? Are you a fanatical fan that when you played it, it was like a religious experience for you and you're like, you know what? I like the game so much that I want to have it on PS4 and I want it looking sharper. I want the option of 4K. Then it's for you. If you're kind of going, you know, I like the game. I thought it was okay. I liked it. I thought it was an average RPG because a lot of people will come in from that angle as well. And that's totally fine. Are they going to want this? Is there a lot more here? Are the extra resolutions worth that to you? If you kind of thought the game was average, I think it might still be average to you, if that's how you felt originally. But if you like the game originally and you want to see it looking better, it does look better. But it's not gonna, you're not gonna go, you know, you won't be shocked looking at this by any means. I was looking at the side-by-side comparison, I was like, wow, that's really subtle, but I was like, yeah, you can see that sharper, and yeah, you know, on the PS4 version type of thing, and you're like, yeah, okay. So it's very, very subtle. Anyways, I've said my piece about that. You can make up your own mind for sure. So we get to the end of this review. What do I think of the Ni no Kuni series in general? I like it. I think it's a very surprising franchise that kind of caught me off guard when it came out with the first game, and I really enjoyed the first game. Some of the combat, you know, I must admit, even back in the day, I was like, I don't know if I love the combat. I didn't like all the monsters and the familiars and stuff like that. I just wanted to use my main character. It's more of a gripe to do with that. But I thought with the world building they did, with the character design, I thought they did a great job coming off the bat and creating a brand new game, especially with Studio Ghibli's artwork. It was like, oh my god, like the animation that they did was so good. And then we went into the second game. And the second game is good. I don't enjoy the music as much as the first game. I enjoy the combat a little bit more. There's quite a few more side things to do. Building your kingdom and different characters that can help you out in combat. That's a little cumbersome. I think they put a little too much into the second game. But my wife loved it. She finished the game. She thought it was great. So, what am I to say? There's a lot of people that like both games. What do you think of this series? Are you interested in picking up the remaster, or is the remaster not enough to pick it up for you? Which, that's definitely there as well. So, guys, I just want to come in and talk about the Ni no Kuni remaster. Absolutely. So, anyways, guys, until next time.